Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to Hearthstone. As you can see, all of the quests have been pre-played to their final victory, so all I really need to do today is make one Paladin victory and one Shaman or Mage victory. I did that of course because I pretty much already kind of know there's not going to be a ton of stuff to talk about today. I am the worst at hyping up my own stuff, but I mean, it's true. It's just we didn't get that huge jump from E3 that I kind of hoped for. So I can talk about quickly. I played Rock of Ages, and Rock of Ages 2 is about to come out. I never wanted a game like Rock of Ages. I kind of like the Monty Python art style. I kind of like the thought of rolling a ball around, a Super Monkey Ball and all of that. Is at least slightly an interesting idea, although even in my own experience playing Super Monkey Ball, I get bored of it before the game is over. But Rock of Ages has this like tower defense mechanism and this self-controlled moving boulder. And you go through the story mode and you beat like 15 levels and you have like 15 different styles of characters you can play, but you never see the characters anywhere except for maybe online, so it's a stupid feature. There's a skee ball training level, but it's just one thing. There's a time trial thing where you don't have to do the tower defense elements, which is kind of nice, but at the core of it, there's just no game there that I want to play. So I'm going to gracefully bow out of Rock of Ages 2. Now, Rock of Ages is also the first game I've ever covered that I got for free. I believe it was given to me through a just giveaway. Some guy bought a Humble Bundle, had some extra codes, and posted online. Ask for what you want, and I'll give you one of them. And I said, sure, why not? Now, I haven't seen a lot of those lately, and frankly, with Steam Summer Sale that might come up, but I don't think so. Also, I think in general we may get away from Steam codes and codes in general on all stores. It's very, very easy, and a new story has come up about just how easy it is to steal a credit card and use that credit card then to buy Steam codes, and then use those Steam codes to get the game and leave whatever in between key trading site in the lurch when they figure out that the card's stolen and don't get their money. Now, of course, that's highly illegal and not anything anyone should do, but that's really where it's getting to, and I think what's going to happen is we're going to start, at the very least, Steam is going to start handing out keys that are specifically tied to certain sellers, and certain sellers are specifically going to just get blacklisted and banned right from the beginning if they don't have the things implemented that need to be implemented to prevent the fraud from going through and the person at least somewhat getting away with it. Now, of course, the person who steals a credit card is probably going to get caught, and that's why they shouldn't do it. But one company, G2A, which I've seen around, just was in the news for being super unhelpful about $450,000 worth of keys from either TinyBuild, as is either a publisher or a website or a specific game, I don't know. I didn't get the whole story. So definitely some issues there that I think we'll eventually get there. So yeah, I played Rock of Ages though, that was the whole point of that conversation, and it was just like, whatever. Okay.
Reporting for duty. Giddy up! To battle!
Let's go ahead and kill everybody here.
To battle!
Nothing scares me.
And then
Except
return.
mice.
What else? What else? Allison Road was canceled. They keep publishing the same article. The problem is I follow on Twitter PC Gamer and Eurogamer and Rock Paper Shotgun, and I think all three of those sites have gotten really good on Twitter about taking an article, writing 3 different titles for it, and posting it to Twitter over the course of 3 different times. So it makes it seem like, oh, maybe they've got an update, maybe there's some new bit of information, and you get there and it's just like, nope, there's no update, there's no new bit of information. So I've seen...
Is that it?
I'm seeing the same articles over and over again. I'm like, I don't think Allison Road is ever going to really get an explanation as much as we would like. And I guess it doesn't really matter that much. It's just straight up canceled. What surprisingly isn't straight up canceled is the Fable card game. While the Kickstarter was canceled, they secured some kind of funding to move forward into a Steam closed beta, which is kind of ridiculous. And so I was saying, who wants to play that game? And it turns out, I guess, somebody does actually want to play that game.
Back to your homes.
So,
To battle!
I guess good for whoever that was. I should have killed this one. I can play this.
Reporting for duty.
6 would give me almost all my health, so I'll just go and heal myself here. And take this victory.
To battle!
What else did I play? I played The Dig, which is a 25-year-old point-and-click adventure game after playing the Silent Age.
To battle!
Silent Age was a pointless game to make, and it was only proven in my mind so much more. I was a little afraid I was just being nostalgic for The Dig, and I'm not even really super nostalgic for The Dig. I've played it twice now in my life. Once maybe 8 years ago, and maybe 5 years ago. I don't know. And once just a few days ago, and it's a good sci-fi story. It's got some problems, definitely got some problems, but nothing I can't really get over. Let's see, if I hit
To battle!
this, and then double this attack, and then
Is
hit
that
this,
it? Avenge me!
and then I've got a 3 here, and then this,
Reporting for duty. To battle!
this,
To battle!
I've got the victory here, good. What else, what else, what else?
I must move quickly. Charge!
I did The Dig, I did Rock of Ages, so I've gotten 2 games out, both of which are getting me about 10 episodes, 10 recordings is about 2 weeks. That's good progress, I guess. Both of the series, by the way, were specifically long recording sessions for me, which is good. So I'm feeling the same way about this too. I'm gonna play as a shaman now. Is that as soon as I'm done playing this recording, I'm just gonna go and play. Where's the shaman? Here he is. I'm gonna go play, I think, Polarity. continuing down the box puzzle game theme that I seem to be falling into as far as puzzles. Not really surprising, box puzzles are probably a good third of all puzzle games. But
Thrall versus Thrall.
I have Limbo to play again
For
since
Doomhammer.
it's free
For the
right
Frost
now,
Wolves.
and I didn't actually have it on this Steam account, so it was on my wish list, and I'm glad I didn't have to pay for something I'd already paid for. I'm trying really hard to not do that, and trying really hard to not and trying to get everything on this Steam account right. But because of that, that means I would need to go play Limbo by myself. I'm not going to record myself playing Limbo again. That would be ridiculous. We would sit there, and I would just sit there and follow a walkthrough to get all the collectibles and get all the achievements. That feels like something I could do. In fact, honestly, Limbo should be running right now. What shouldn't be running right now is I'm still uploading Rock of Ages. It's like, oh, shouldn't be uploading when I'm playing Hearthstone, but it doesn't even seem like it really affects it. I got the terms, not terms of service, the quality of service set up. Just a very basic configuration on my router after losing all the settings, and it seems to work fine. So that's all that I really care about. That's all I really wanted, was for it to have not a lot of settings and work fine. There are some things that aren't set up right though. Like something about Windows itself seems to never really get its NetBIOS protocol working in my setups. I don't know what the deal is with that, but it seems to be the case. I've watched Warm Bodies, a movie I've been meaning to watch for probably 2 years. I had recorded it on my DVR and just never got around to watching it. I wanted to watch it. It was alright. In fact, I watched another rom-com too, is The Right Kind of Wrong, which I think it was kind of a silly premise that was really interesting. Is this guy sees this girl in her wedding dress about to walk into the church, about to get married, and he runs in there after her, follows her to the after party after crashing the wedding, and then hits on her, and he's just like totally trying to date this newly married woman, and that's where it starts, and he spends the rest of the movie being crazily chasing after her, and it's kind of a funny rom-com. It's not the super sappy ones. I don't know if they still make those, and I wouldn't really enjoy those anyways, but I'm willing to. I guess the difference is I will watch a romantic comedy. I probably wouldn't watch a just romantic show. Not specific, not really. There's maybe an argument that I would, but I would almost want it to be a TV series, because there are some TV series that are have romances in them, at least, if not completely romantically focused. There's one anime, His and Her Circumstances, that I watched that was a real long TV series. It kind of ended it somewhat abruptly because the manga continued to go on, but it's all romance, and I found it enjoyable. But mostly I stay in horrors and sci-fi things and all that. Like I think most people do. Ironically, I know this woman who probably should be all into the romances and something, and all she is into is violence. Violence, violence, violence. He wants to watch Jason Bourne things and stuff. It's like, oh, okay. Alright, whatever floats your boat. But yeah, she literally said that she was forced to watch Up, and the first scene, the whole setup of Up, where the wife dies and miscarries and all that, did nothing at all to her. Did not have her feel anything emotionally at all. And I'm like, oh wow, okay. Anyways, what else? What else? Let's talk about video games. Let's see, TV. I don't think there's anything else on TV that I even watch, so can't talk about that. This is the problem. It's a good thing I played ahead. We're 16 minutes in here, and the only limiting factor to this recording going along at all is the fact that I'm probably going to have some struggle to win. We're playing ranked here on the standard turn, trying to get as much stars as we can get. I was teetering back and forth in the middle of rank 20. I played ranked to get to everything, but I was playing as the mage, which I don't think there's any reason whatsoever to play as a mage. I think I've already gotten to 500 victories. So, yeah. One thing I've thought about my decks is I'm hoping Hearthstone in the next expansion kind of helps us point to more variety here. All my decks are like one-note tricks, and that's probably because I just am bad at making decks. Yes, but it is a little irritating that when the one-note trick doesn't work, everything just falls apart completely. That's kind of the problem here. It's like, if I survive the next turn, I might win, but I'm not going to survive till next turn. Speaking of Hearthstone, there was an article, and I'm sure somebody was looking for this for a long time, hoping somebody would say this, of somebody who got away from their gambling addiction by playing Hearthstone. And when I saw that title, I just laughed and laughed and laughed. It's like, you're going from a horrible gambling addiction to a horrible gambling addiction, pretty much. It's not gambling. Hearthstone's not gambling, because you can't win back anything besides gold, and only in the tiniest amounts. So you can never really profit from it. But it is certainly a horribly addictive thing. I could see somebody, I mean, I totally get it. Somebody loves to play poker, they gambled with it all, go play Hearthstone. You'll spend less money, almost certainly, in the long run, particularly if you're a high stakes poker bettor and you're making and losing $10,000 every tournament. You put $10,000 into Hearthstone, you should by all rights have every single card you would ever need. Maybe not in gold form, but probably even close to that. So yeah, I can see it could be helpful in the same way that doing crack probably helps you get off marijuana real easily. That's exactly how I'd think. It's not an exact comparison. Hearthstone in no way is worse than actually gambling on poker and being addicted to that, but it seems like it's only a slight step better. Now, can you go the other way and say people who play Hearthstone are going to potentially get motivated into gambling? Not really. The people who have a like possibility that they were going to be in the gambling before then, maybe this helps feed them, but for somebody who has no chance of ever being a gambling addict, I don't think so. If anything, playing Hearthstone long enough is going to show you that you only win 50% of the time at best. This deck right now has a 42% win ratio. Hopefully people would be logical enough to realize, oh, that means I'm always going to be losing money. I'm always going to lose more than I win. Now, I guess somebody who made like rank 1 legendary in Hearthstone might see different stats there and decide that gambling is for them, but then if you're that good at Hearthstone, you could probably make more money actually just playing Hearthstone professionally, make a career out of it. Let's see, what else?
I have an axe.
I hate to just sit here going, what else? Yeah, when I was covering the Dig, particularly, there was so much dialogue in that game. It was so well voiced. I loved it. Compared to the Silent Age, it was just night and day difference. But because of all that voice being so well voiced, it did most definitely. See, I should have done that first. That was a mistake. It did give me very little opportunity to talk. Plus, there wasn't a ton of stuff to really talk about. And it's surprising on the Dig too. It's not a Sam and Max comedy style game. There are a few lines of dialogue that are trying to be jokes, but when you pick up a scissors, you use scissors on a piece of paper. Whereas in Sam and Max, if you picked up scissors, you would use scissors in an electrical outlet to electrocute something. You would do something silly with it. And the Dig is pretty straightforward. I'm super surprised that there's not a remaster. It's 25 years. It's made by Steven Soderbergh. They made Deep Impact after this game. And the stories are very similar. They made Contact. The stories are somewhat similar to that. They made the other Asteroid One movie. Give a minion +1/+1 for each of your totems.
Job's done.
There we go. So yeah, very, very surprised. And I bet they do come out with a remaster eventually. It's just gonna be this weird system. Because it was made by LucasArts. Maybe Steven Spielberg has some controlling interest in it and doesn't want it out there. I don't know why.
Ready your Lancer!
But LucasArts was bought by Disney. Disney is now said they're not going to make any video games. So I assume that they're going to license out all of their things. So it would feel like an opportune time to potentially have somebody license that for them. And if only.
Elements I like, totems I love.
attack here in the turn. Honestly, I don't even think there were that many more articles. Now we're in this post E3 slump. I did want to give my general impressions of Dead by Daylight, a game I have not played at all myself. It is not in pre-order, it's out, and it feels like it's unfinished. And I was really surprised when I was watching other people playing it, and then I go and look at it at Steam, and it's like, this isn't early access. This is 1.01. It's like 1.0.1 as far as its things. Much like Kerbal Space Program when they said here's version 1.0 and it wasn't finished. It just doesn't feel finished. Not even like it's not slightly unbalanced. It's just like it doesn't seem like there's enough maps. It doesn't seem like the concept is as flushed out as it should be, and it's just rather strange. That being said, I kind of like the concept. It's a game I'll never play. It's one of these 5-player co-op games online. It feels like it might be sniping the Friday the 13th game, but from what I still kind of feel about the Friday the 13th game, I think they're still in development heavily into that game too. And so I have no idea if that's going to come out and be a good game at all. In a lot of ways, the concept itself might be wrong for both the Friday the 13th game and Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight feels like it should have been the Cabin in the Woods, the video game. Absolutely. And if they threw some more animations in it, had some more monsters, had some more abilities. There's like an upgrade system in Dead by Daylight that seems to not really do anything. Quick time events that seem to be alright at best. And just this general issue of it being buggy. I've seen several bugs, and having not played the game at all myself, and that's a problem. Let's see, what do I want to do?
Feel the power of the winds.
This is gonna be
Not
weird.
push me. Do not push me.
This is definitely gonna be strange, but I think like one Bloodlust might win this. Nope. One Bloodlust was not enough. I still think I can win this though. Maybe. Hopefully. Please?
What
With 30 minutes in and there's nothing new to do. I saw a Seinfeld level made it for Doom 2. Interesting. Stupid, but interesting. I saw that in Captain Minecraft 4 there was a way to actually see what color the items were. You had to stand next to the monuments and jump up. Would have been really nice if somewhere in the game it had told me that. I think there's kind of a problem there. In that there's just like no tutorial at all in the game. And I think they could do it really easily. All they have to do is have you start in some other area and just say Hello, welcome to Captain Minecraft 4 in titles, right across the front. The and then have it just tutorialized so that you get every single, you get the first achievement, so that you type it. It says press E to take inventory of what you have, and then it says this is an achievement. You just got an achievement. This game is focused around getting all the achievements. Here's a captive border. The more achievements you get, the wider it will become, and then it can just totally reset your achievements back to what you have, so you can start the game easily. And then this is a monument. When you're holding the right thing, the monument fillers will disappear. I guess we'll just continue playing with that. And this is the winter vault. You have to do this thing to the winter vault to, or maybe just hint at the winter vault. You may find the code somewhere, but I don't think you do. I don't think you do find the code to get the code to the winter vault. If you do, I didn't see it. I know there was like 2 books I never collected.
For Doomhammer.
One of the funniest things, I was watching somebody else play Captain Minecraft, and they said, this is an easier version than the others, so I assume that there's going to be multiple locations to get things like cocoa beans and such. Not true. Very interesting thought. Completely wrong, but interesting thought. You would think if it was an easier map, they would have put 2 locations to find everything, and they didn't. In fact, in previous Captain Minecraft maps, they kind of had, but not this one. At least not that I saw. But yeah, I think their maps need a little bit of a tutorial. I think Minecraft itself needs a little bit of a tutorial. Just every new world you enter, you are
Put this apple on your head.
shown a tutorial. It's like, would you like help? Yes, no. Because there's so much there as far as help tips, that if this game was released by any other developer and made by any other company, you would get little pop-ups like, you just got wood. You can turn wood into things like logs. You can use logs, well, you turn logs into wood, I think is how it goes, but then you can make planks and slabs and everything you need here. It's just, I don't say get rid of all the self-discovery, but you should at the very least have a tutorial up to, here's how you make a wooden hoe, here's how you make a wooden sword, here's how you make a wooden, not hammer because that's not in default Minecraft, a wooden axe and a wooden pickaxe. It's like you should get up to that point. You should have a tutorial at least on how to get food. You should have a tutorial at least on how to make a furnace and at least how to cook food. And that would be, I guess, a good beginner's guide. Maybe
Get in there and fight, maggot.
show how to make armor. That's every new item that gets added is you only learn how to use the new items through sources outside of Minecraft. So like the Elytra shows up in there and I'm like, well, okay, now how do you use this thing? Because I don't know how to activate the Elytra. And I was sitting there and I'm like, I'm trying here, but I just don't know what the right button is. Let's see, what else is going on?
Put this apple on your head.
I'm gonna probably fall right back into not recording stuff tomorrow, because that's when the Steam Summer Sale starts. I've already purchased one thing that was the DLC for Remember Me for like 70 cents. It's like, I wanted to get it because I generally want to get all the DLC for any game I have. I got Remember Me and the Humber Bundle, which is a game I do want to play, but I know I'm going to struggle through it because it was just a bad game in general. Let's see, we're at 35 minutes, so I guess it's time to stop stalling and play as the mage. Well, actually, I can play as anything I want because I've already got all the quests done, don't I? Let's go back and see. Come on, I need that window to move. It's like show for 1 second. Here I'm changing the options on the Hearthstone deck tracker on the fly. Alright, we've got all the quests done, right? So there's no reason to play, but we'll play as mage anyways. Let's see. Wins 365 of 500. So there is a reason to play the mage. It's just a really, really stupid reason. We're up to rank 60, but I still need that 500 to have a golden mage. And that after I get the 500 victories, then there's no reason to ever play the mage again. Until they add a new reason. We're a few days away from the end of the season too. So
For Doomhammer.
how that happens is kind of sucky. It's like unexpected that we are that close to the end and I haven't made it to 18 yet. But I really don't care either because I've got so many other video games that I want to play above Hearthstone. So many games, like not a lot I think is going to be too different on the summer sale. It just kind of depends on what's on sale and how much it's off. There was a Best Buy deal where you could have gotten 20% off a second Steam gift card. So I knew I was already going to spend at least $200 on the summer sale. So in theory, then I could have bought two $100 Steam gift cards, which I think is the maximum that they sell, and then gotten $20 back. So I would have gotten $200 of gift cards for $180, which is a good deal. But unfortunately, I think they were going to nail them out, and the time the sale came out just didn't seem like that shipping was going to arrive. And even if it did arrive and I paid like expedited shipping on it, then I would have only saved like $7. And I'm like, no, I can't do this. I cannot take the risk of removing $200 of my budget, my annual budget for next year, on the even though the risk isn't super high,
Let's make magic.
that I'd lose it completely. I would just remove it right when I needed it. And that's not something I want to happen. So I had to forego that sale, and it seemed like it was timed, so that was what was going to happen. Anybody that fell for it was actually not going to have their money by the time the summer sale happened.
Your magic shall not
So
cease.
that kind of sucks. Now, of course, if I had extra funding, of course, it's always the issue. If you have extra money, I could have probably put $200 into that. Still had plenty of money to buy everything for next year and do it. But what can I say? This game is
Ready to rumble!
this game in particular, and doing YouTube still hasn't paid off. We're getting close
Sparkle!
to the $100 thing. really, really close, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was another month before I even hit $100 in ad revenue after nearly, like, let's see, 6 months.
Time runs out on me.
I was reconnected. Ooh, that was weird. Don't see that a lot. So yeah. So if in a month I hit $100, then I also suspect they'll probably want to take their sweet time to actually mail it out. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was 3 or 4 months before the check actually cleared, showed up as, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was like 6 months or never. That would certainly be a consideration, though. If it turns out I hit the level where I should be getting paid, and YouTube just never pays me, then I probably would severely pull back on what the amount of work I did. I would still monetize it, I would still make videos, but if I started to get the sniff that this was just all a scam and I wasn't ever gonna get paid, I don't know why YouTube would do that, and certainly I know other people have been paid from YouTube, so, but if something like that happened, it'd be like, no. YouTube changed their terms of services, I heard, to classify everything as harassment, is how I'm hearing this one. So what? I mean, terms of services are all over the time, all over the place like that. That's just how it works. That way they can, as loosely or as randomly apply their definitions as they do everything else that they do. That's like... Remember, this is YouTube. They don't do anything much at all. If they're changing their guidelines, it's because they found somebody is being a major problem to the entirety of the YouTube community, and they want to get rid of it. Those videos. My imagination is this is probably YouTubers like harassing people on the street and calling it pranks, that they want to get rid of those. Or YouTubers harassing other YouTubers who didn't really ask for that and don't feel justified. Oh, and I think it will be true harassment that they go after way before they start going after people like me who criticize something. And I hope it, in general, might inspire people to be more logical and critical of things instead of just saying they suck. Like, what do you want when you're playing an online game? Do you want somebody to say your gameplay sucks because you don't have any aiming skills, your equipment's slow, your internet's slow, you're lagging, you've got a brightly colored DLC outfit in the sniper game and you're getting sniped? Or do you want somebody to just tell you you're an idiot, you suck, I slept for too long? Which would you prefer? Would you like well thought out criticism or just downright harassment? If they've got to say something negative, I would say take the well thought out. Maybe learn from it if you can. At least try to. Anywho, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.